Murphy knows best.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Murphy's Knows Best. I'm your host, like always, Mr. Ramir Murphy, otherwise known as Murphy number 2. In the middle, like always, we got Big Bro, Shaquille Herman Murphy, otherwise known as Murphy number 1. And on my right side, we got little brother, also known as Murphy number 3, Zaire Ali Murphy. What's
You
up, brothers?
put your
How we feeling
government
today?
out there, dog. Government. That's what we talking about.
How we
That's my
feeling?
name, baby. Don't wear it out.
Today's a good day. It's baby boy birthday, so we just chilling, having a great time. We here, baby. Let's get it done.
Let's make it happen.
How you feeling, Zal? You good?
It's a beautiful day to be alive in America.
That was a really long pause. But all right, let's move on to the topic of the day. And also, just to let you know, please like and subscribe. We are on YouTube, we are on Spotify, and we are on Apple Podcasts. Get them streams up, people. Like, subscribe. Let's roll. All right, so guys. So today we're gonna be doing a division breakdown for the NFC North. One of the last teams on our I think on our NFL division list. Let's get it started with the first team. Well, the Lions bounced back from a rough season last year. Surprisingly enough, I did not know the Lions were actually last in this division.
I did not know that
I
either.
thought it was the
Yeah.
Vikings. That's a bit of a surprise. But we all know they had a rough they had a rough year last year. They had a lot of injuries, and they're in a super tough division. So let's get started off with you, Big Bro. What do you think the Lions are going to bounce back and have a much improved on year?
Well, this division is difficult, plain and simple. With the division being so difficult, it's going to be tough for them to actually bounce back compared to last year, compared to the year before that, I should say. So it's going to be a tough go around for them. Um, Again, in most of the situations, you got to look at the backups for the most part. I love Isaiah Pacheco. Shout out to Jersey at that backup running back position. I feel like he's going to do well. They have decent wide receiver depth, real decent wide receiver depth. The line is the questionable aspect of it. They have to figure out what's going to happen when it comes to that right tackle. I don't like Larry. I believe it's Larry Broom. I don't think he's legit. I like Blake Miller though, so that's he's a right tackle. The left tackle is Penei Sewell.
Because when did they? I thought Penei Sewell was their right tackle.
No, he left.
No,
moved
he's
to
left now. He moved to left. Because before, don't forget they had
moved to
Decker.
left?
So now they put Penei Sewell is going to be the left tackle now. Decker is not on the roster, so they had to get a right tackle. The right tackle that they got is decent, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do what they got to do. They got Cade Mays at the center position. He's decent. But again, we got to see how this offensive line mesh. They will always have a great defense, or a decent defense, I should say. That's going to keep them in games. I love Jack Campbell. Cornerback position, we got to see what's going on right now. They have Roger McCurry, who is a former Ram as well as a former Tennessee Titan. He can ball, but can he stay healthy? Simple as that. Can he stay healthy? Can he do what he needs to do at that position? So I honestly don't know if they're improved upon a record in which they had last year. Will they perform better? Maybe, but performing better doesn't always mean more wins. So we'll definitely see if Goff goes out, they're going to have a big problem because of Bridgewater retiring. So we really got to see what's going on when it comes to it. Will they compete? Yes. Will they have more wins? Maybe not. Will it be a playoff contender team? We will have to see. I doubt it, though. I don't think this year is their year.
That's interesting. I think it is because it's tough, but with four pretty solid teams, it's hard for it's hard. because I just realized just by looking it up again, but the Vikings ended up with a 9-8 record. Who would have thought the Vikings were 9-8 last year? So it's just it's gonna be
They were
an
nine and eight
uphill
with JJ
battle. I think
McCarthy.
with the yeah,
That's insane.
they were 9-8. They were they. But I think it's going to be an uphill battle. Honestly, I think it's. I think they had really bad injury luck last year, but they had really bad injury luck the year before when they won 15 games, 15, 14, 15
I
games.
think it was 15. It probably was
So
14,
It was
13,
maybe
14.
14 or 13. I don't
Yeah,
think it was
14.
not
It
even close.
wasn't a. But I understand
yeah,
what you're
it
saying
was
when it
probably
comes to.
14. Yeah. But the injuries I caught up to him in the playoffs, and it caught up to him. I feel like it kind of caught up to him this year too. And then also the loss of both their OCs and their OC and their DC, and with the loss of those OC and DC, the purge of talented coaches that was on their roster that also went with those their OC and DC to their destinations when they became head coaches. So
Yeah.
it's just they lost a lot of brain power. They lost a lot of creative ideas and creative concepts that made them such a dangerous team. And it kind of ran into a similar situation that the Eagles went through when you don't have your head coach is more one of those CEO types, CEO types, executive type of head coach where he leads from afar, he leads from a distance instead of just being more actively involved in whether that the play calling or with the play calling. So
Yeah.
we did see Dan Campbell step in and call plays towards the end of the year. As he tried to make adjustments and try to get that team going in the direction that he felt they should go, but we're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting how they respond. That defense is they what they were Arnold his situation and then them cutting them. They lost the starting corner.
Yeah.
They and I do believe they lost some players like you Quill said Decker leaving and switching Panay Sewell over to the left tackle. That's going to be interesting to see how that fits. Some people might not think that makes a difference, but
It
it
does.
does. And he's all
Exactly.
it does make a difference. I think he's gonna acclimate well, and I think he's gonna perform well. But I do think it's gonna be a bit of a learning curve, and he's gonna have to make some adjustments. But he's a dominant player, and I think he's gonna handle it. He's gonna get it together, and then but we're gonna see how his replacement on the right side do. But if they can if he can't hold up, it's gonna be some problems. So it's gonna be I don't know. It's rough. It's rough. I think they're gonna probably be around the same. They might win a few more games. They might maybe because I think that their division record is probably gonna switch a little bit. They went 2-4 in the division. I think they're gonna win at least another division game. So maybe even tie it out, make it 3-3. If not win another game. But we're gonna see. I'm kind of leaning with them now bouncing back this year. Like Quill, I think they're gonna probably stay around the same range they were last year.
Yeah.
But who knows? They who knows? They just need to get hot at the right time. How about you, Zai?
That's
How you
true.
feel about him?
Honestly, man, I am not high on them at all. I feel like out of a lot of the teams in the NFL, they haven't made any really big improvements. I feel like they're just losing players and banking on the older players getting maybe a little bit better. Like obviously you're banking on Isaac Tesla being good, which I think he's a stud. But defensively, they're back in. I'm not exactly sure what's going on in their back end. I know Brian Branch. I believe he got hurt last year. I'm assuming he's gonna be ready for the season, but I'm not exactly sure. Is Kirby Joseph gonna be back for the season? I'm not exactly sure. I'm assuming they would be, but I'm not hearing no updates. I mean, I still do like their linebacker core with Jack Campbell and Malik.
I think
I mean Malik Malcolm Rodriguez, and then I think they signed Devin White as well. But they did lose Anzalone, which I was kind of real big on Anzalone. I think he was a good team player in general. But in all, man, I just if they were bad last year and I don't see any big improvements, I'm gonna think the same thing. I felt like a lot of the other teams made some improvements.
Yeah.
I think Caleb getting one more year in the NFL is gonna make an improvement. I think Jordan Love and obviously them, they did lose a couple players. Well, we'll get to that later. But I think some of the other teams made some improvements, but I don't feel like they really made a big enough improvement from them being last place to jump a spot, unless we are hoping Jared Goff in year what? Not exactly sure. He becomes the MVP candidate. It's possible, not likely, but it's possible. Jameer Gibbs, stud running back, obviously, but I mean, you need this offense to almost go for 30 again every game if you want to be good, which they're very capable of. But I mean, it just I don't see them doing improving from where they were at last year at all. So I think they're still going to be fourth in this division. I feel like they're not going to do much, and I feel like they're still going to be a hard team to beat. But I just don't think they're going to be able to regain that year they went to the I don't think it was it the NFC Championship they went to, or it was divisional with the
NFC
49ers.
Championship.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to rekindle that with this team, this roster they have now, especially when you got rid of Ben Johnson. And I mean, who, you know what I'm saying? I don't see them rekindling that. Let me say that. So I think they're still going to be last in division.
I respect it. I see it too. We agree on that one.
Yeah.
I
What you think,
don't think
Rara?
they will be last, but
Then who are you banking on being
I think they're
last?
gonna be last, but I think the Vikings are gonna be last.
The Vikings weren't last year with JJ McCarthy. They weren't. They got, and then the Vikings at least got better at quarterback, and they got another good receiver. I just don't see how the Vikings, if they weren't bad with JJ Bum McCarthy, no offense to McCarthy, not all offense. If they weren't bad with him, I mean, how much worse can it get from that quarterback play wise? That quarterback play was atrocious.
Brian Flores will never have a last place team in any division.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
I don't see that. Regardless of the name, he's a type of defensive coordinator. Regardless who the names that he has on that list or on the roster or on the team, he will never allow his defense to be bad. So with that being said, I don't see. We're going to talk about Minnesota next, but I don't see Detroit jumping.
Yeah, we about to get on it right now. Actually,
Jumping Minnesota.
Go ahead, Rob. Yep.
let's see. Well, Kyler Murray thrived under Kevin O'Connell and lead the Vikings to a playoff berth. All right, Zah, you go ahead and start this one off.
I think it's more than possible for that to happen. I think KOC is one of the most underrated coaches in the NFL. I think he's a top 5 coach in my opinion. I think what he's able to get out of his offense with the players he has is very remarkable, especially with the quarterback play he's had. Now, having somebody as dynamic as Kyler I think it's going to be a little bit different for KOC, obviously, because I believe he's more of a timing. I believe he likes quarterback that are more on timing, like 1, 2, 3, get the ball out. When he wants to go through your reads, but knowing Kyler, he has more talent. Kyler is very talented, so I think KOC can be able to work with that. But I mean, their team is just good. It's just that simple. When you have Kyler Murray, you have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Jawan Jennings, and TJ Hawkinson as your receivers. The ball can go to anybody. And then speaking of Aaron Jones, he's going to pull a hamstring by week 6. But, I mean, when he's on the field, he can still play with the best of them. I mean, I just think their team is really good. And then even going to the defensive side, they have that first-round pick, and they got Caleb Banks, which if his foot isn't a problem, he's going to be a great nose tackle, defensive tackle. So, at the end of the day, I just think this team has potential to either be second or first in the division. I mean, everything is screaming that way. It's all on Kyler. If Kyler plays how Kyler played his first year with what's buddy name? I cannot remember his name. Coach for what was his old coach? I can't remember his name. Young guy.
Gannon, not Gannon. You talking about Jonathan Gannon?
No, before that, the first one
No,
that he went to the playoffs with.
What's his name?
Young guy, Steve, not Steve.
He
Kyle,
he was the OC from
for Washington.
Washington.
Oh, I know you're talking about
Last
Young guy, I can't remember his name. Texas Tech's old coach.
Yeah,
It's a brain fart. Y'all know who we're talking about.
He's with the Rams right now.
Yeah, brain fart. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But if they can get the same Cliff Kingsbury, there you go.
Yeah.
If they can get the same production and he can get Kyler to play like that with that team, this is easily a 12, 13, 14 win team. Easily. Same defensive coordinator, same OC, better players. It's that simple. So they can easily go win a division, or they definitely can make a playoff berth. It's all on Kyler though right now, honestly. But that's how I feel. What do you guys think?
I'm A1 with it. I think Kyler Murray, like you said before, when it comes to KO, he likes a quarterback that's more so on time when it comes to his deliveries. Murray is not, but Murray is the most talented quarterback that he has had in a very, very long time by far. So this can make KOC a little bit better when it comes to calling plays. They got a three-headed monster back there at the running back position. And the wide receiver position. I love their wide receivers. I love their running backs. I feel like Claiborne is going to be a steal in this year's draft. He's like a Chris Johnson type. I'm telling you this now. Watch out for Claiborne. Aaron Jones, he's going to get hurt, but at the same time, you got Mason back there, who was a power running back, and you got Claiborne. When it comes to the wide receiver, you got the best wide receiver in the game, or top five if you want to get cute with it. You got Jordan Addison. He's going to be really good. Juwan Jennings is going to be a steal because now he's back at the number 3 spot. Him at a number 3 spot is
Dangerous.
extremely good, extremely dangerous.
Even at
Um,
2, I don't think he's bad.
he's not bad at two either. The offensive line is going to carry well. They're going to do what they got to do. Like we said before, this defense, I don't care who is on this defense, with Brian Flores as your DC, you're going to win games and you're going to be well prepared. So, shout out to them for that. We can talk about the coaching staff being one of the best coaching staffs in the league.
I agree
When
with
it
that too.
comes to your OC, who is KOC, we ain't going to be cute with it. He's your offensive coordinator, and with Flores as your defensive coordinator, you can legit argue that's the best combo in the league right now. So, and they're proven that they can do it together too, more so than anything else. So, I think this team is going to be dangerous. I think this team is going to win more games than they did last year because don't forget they lost games because of the quarterback and they still did well. Simple as that. So, you can really talk about them jumping Green Bay to being that second best team in this division.
I agree. I think they have potential to even be number 1. I mean, truly, it's. I mean, you're 9-8 with. I mean, no offense to JJ or the other dude who played a little bit. I mean, they were not good.
They were not, and you can talk me into it 100%. 100%. I love Pace Jr. too. He's
Oh,
a
Ivan Pace Jr. He's really
he's
good.
a really good
Swiss
linebacker.
Army knife. Swiss Army.
Exactly. So yeah, you really got to pay attention to this team this year.
What you think, Rara?
I, I'm not as high on the Vikings as you guys are. I'm sorry. I'm high on their coaching. Their coaching, and I'm high. I like I I I'm always going to be skeptical of Kyler Murray. I'm sorry. I know from a talent standpoint, he should be a huge upgrade over what they had previously.
Yeah.
Um, I just it's you can have as much talent as you want, but if I don't know if he got the work ethic to put that talent to use for real. I don't know if he like I'm sure he's gonna come in this year and he's gonna have a he's gonna have a little a chip on his shoulder. He's gonna want to prove to people in Arizona and to the league that he's that guy. He's who he thinks he is. Who the league thinks he is.
Yeah.
But honestly, I haven't seen it enough. He's always show flashes. He always show bursts. Like we know he is. We know he's a super athletic quarterback who's gonna run around, who's hard to tackle, who has a
Yeah.
great arm. But he hasn't. He's never been a consistent quarterback for the
Well,
whole duration of a season.
I got something to say
You
about
get
that, bro.
flashes of him. You get
You can't. You can't. It's difficult being consistent when you don't have any consistency around you. You feel me? Like him, he didn't really have a consistent
so what's
play
what's
caller
what's
to a
Cliff
certain
Barry?
extent.
He was
Yes,
for a
and
while.
he was putting up numbers with
He was
Cliff.
pretty good with Cliff, though.
But you got to realize, like he was putting up numbers. He was being
That's what I'm
arguably
saying
one of the
though.
best in the league. But when Cliff left, they didn't have a
For
good
half of
OC.
for portions of season. For
Huh?
portions of seasons. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like when he will put up great numbers for portions of the season.
But look what's
He's
around
never
him,
had a
though.
consistently great. I don't know. You
No,
can
yeah.
because even this previous year he had more talent and it
No,
was
he
the
did
same thing.
he?
He was he was coming back from injury. He was coming back from
When
injuries.
Marvin
I give him that too
Harrison,
because
when
he came
Marvin
back from
Harrison can't catch a football, I mean, it's kind of hard, man.
he wasn't really even looking too. I think it's they didn't have a great connection in general. Them boys didn't they didn't you can tell they
But
didn't really have a
but
great connection.
but even when
Uh,
Jacoby Brissett got in, he
and
wasn't. But even when Jacoby Brissett was
Marvin
in,
can I
Jacoby was throwing it more to
y'all
I can't right.
interrupting.
Right, man,
My
we can't hear you.
bad.
You keep going in and
Y'all
out.
interrupting.
I can't even hear him. Can you hear him, cool?
Yeah, keep on going. Just finish it up.
Yeah. Like I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted. But I'm never been. I don't. I just don't understand. I don't think he's been the most consistent quarterback. I think he will show flashes and he'll be good for a duration of the season, and then towards the second half, typically is when he stumbles and he falls. And the Vikings actually got a pretty difficult schedule this year. I was looking at their schedule while you guys was talking. They have a pretty difficult schedule. They play some really good teams. They have a nice little slate. So we gonna see who they really are. I just don't think that Kyler Murray is gonna I think he's gonna be more consistent at quarterback than JJ, but I don't think he's gonna propel them to where they really need to be. I can't. It's hard for me to look at him and say, all right, he's gonna get them from 9 wins to 12 wins. I can see him getting maybe I can see him getting to 10. I can see him maybe 11, but you saying getting him to that 12, 13 range to and taking that next leap to second or first in the conference, or I mean, I'm sorry, in the division. I don't
Yeah,
see that. And then this, we talking about, like I said, they're offensively, they have a lot of talent, but defensive, they lost a lot of leadership on that defensive side. They lost Harrison Smith. They lost Jonathan Allen. They lost Javon Hargraves. They lost a lot of older veteran players who, granted, they might not have been what they once were, but they what they lacked physically, they made up with their intelligence and with their leadership abilities and capabilities. Especially Harrison Smith. He's been on that team for forever, basically. So
yeah,
the defense. I do think Brian Flores he's gonna make the adjustments. He's got that defense is gonna be a good defense.
yeah.
I think it's gonna take some time for them to gel the new pieces they got, and they traded what's it, Jonathan Grenard to Philly. So they
Yeah.
they, they in a cap saving move. So they're losing some edge production too. So I mean, granted, they think the Dallas Turner, who they drafted, is going to make up for that. But I think it's going to take some time. I'm not saying that they're going to be terrible. I just need to see. I gotta see Kyler Murray in this system for a whole year. I gotta see if he can make me change my mind of what I've seen of him. I'm not gonna take back his talent. I'm not gonna put a knock on his talent. I just gotta see it first before I really like make a judgment on him. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
That's just how my view on Kyler is just different. You know what I'm saying? I got a
I I,
different view on him.
I
So
agree
we'll
with
see.
what you go ahead. You still going,
Go
wrong?
ahead.
No, I mean I agree with what you're
No, no,
saying
I'm
to an
good.
extent, but I think off talent alone, Kyler Murray is 3 games better than JJ McCarthy, in my opinion. Not even close. I think he's 2 to 3 games better, 2, 3 more wins better than JJ McCarthy. And I'm looking at their schedule. This schedule, I mean, there's the only they can start 7-0, and it wouldn't be crazy to start 7-0, in my opinion, in their schedule. Green Bay,
Seven and
that's gonna
oh.
be I think it's more than possible.
Run down the
Green
Green
list.
Bay.
Green Bay is a winnable
I
game, a
don't.
thousand
I'm
percent
going to say
division
that's
game.
a dub.
Chicago is a winnable game. It's a hard. You can split the series, but that's very winnable. Tampa Bay, very winnable. Miami, very winnable. New Orleans, very winnable. Indianapolis Colts, very winnable. Detroit, it's obviously division games. Division
They're going
games,
to
you can split them
split.
half and half, whatever the case may be. Cool. Say they lose that one. Their first real challenge is Buffalo. And
No, technically, their first real challenge is Chicago.
well, you can
But
say
I get what
Chicago,
you're
but
saying. But it's
but
division
I
games.
Yeah.
understand that is true. You can say Chicago, but
The
even if
first
they
real
lose,
challenge is Green Bay.
I mean,
Oh,
okay,
wait.
guys,
They
these are
got
division.
Green. That's a.
What was Green Bay record last year?
I'm not as high on Green Bay, honestly,
Me, but,
Seven
regardless
and
of
but
what
but
their
my
seven.
record
point is
is.
this:
Yeah.
if they went 9-8 with JJ McCarthy, I'm pretty sure I don't think Green Bay swept them. Even if they did, cool. The team is well more improved. What I'm trying to say is they are way more. They are very capable. Not saying it's going to happen, but if they started off the season, if they can go 2-0, let's say they beat Green Bay and they beat Chicago, right? Let's just say that's what happens. Cool. They can easily run off another 5 straight games. If they compete with them two teams, they can easily run off another 5 game. I think it's a higher chance. And then, I mean, the team that they're playing this year, they have New York Jets on their schedule, Washington Commanders, Carolina Panthers. I mean, Atlanta Falcons. Like, these are good. These are decent teams, but there are no world beaters that you're like, oh, we know for sure this is an L. Maybe besides Buffalo, and obviously you're in a nice division. But I just think this team, if KOC gets the best out of Kyler, this team is easily a 12-win team. I think it's pretty easy, in my opinion. But, I mean, we're going to just see how Kyler plays. If he comes out here do good, he do good. If he doesn't, it is what it is.
We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if JJ McCartney start at least get himself a few starts in.
If
He's
he
gonna
gets
get.
in,
I
if he
wouldn't be
gets in, it's
surprised.
a problem.
He's going to start the last game of the season because they're not going to want to play Kyler Murray to get
Makes sense.
because they don't want to get injured.
I can get with that. I have a higher faith in that than the other way around. I ain't gonna
We'll
lie to you.
see.
I just don't see it.
Because
Don't
once
see it
again,
at all.
this is just this little insider information. They haven't really been super blown. Well, from what I've seen, people haven't been super blown away with some of the things that are going on in training camp. But
I'm not.
obviously, they like him enough to where he named him the starter. So maybe you might be right. Maybe we won't see JJ.
I'm about to say he was named the
We'll
starter
see.
today. So
Yeah.
obviously they see something in him that's beneficial towards the growth of this team. So with that being said,
You talking about Kyler?
yes, he was named the starter today.
Yeah, then I was making sure.
So I 100% believe that this team is going to be better. I don't think Green Bay is going to do well this year. I don't think Detroit is going to do well this year.
I don't, and I'm looking at this, not even the schedule, but I'm looking at the roster. I'm just like, what here is making me believe they're going to be any better than they were last year?
Green Bay. When I'm looking at Green Bay, I'm looking at film.
It's
Plain and
like,
simple. Green Bay film is not impressive when it comes to it. I don't like we about to talk about.
go ahead. Yeah, we'll wait. Go ahead, Robert. Let's take it to the next team.
Talk about the next team now. Will Green Bay be able to contend with the big dogs of the NFC? Let's start off with you, Quill, since you already kind of making your opinions on Green Bay known right now. You don't think too highly of them. Do you think they're gonna be able to contend with the bigger the big dogs in the NFC, like Rams, the Seahawks, the Eagles? You think they're gonna be able to keep up with them teams?
No, because first of all, they have a lot to prove when it comes to the talent and personnel on this team. Matthew Golden has to prove a lot this year. This season is going to be huge for him. Can Christian Watson, can he stay healthy? Can he legit be the number one receiver? So we really got to look into that. We don't even know the situation and playing status of Josh Jacobs. Marshawn, Lloyd, he has to stay healthy. He has to actually get in the game and prove that he can actually play. This offensive line has to sustain a lot of overhaul, period. So, like, little things like that, we got to figure out what we got to do, or what they have to do, I should say. I'm not impressed about the additions that they had on the defensive side of the ball. I don't think that they are going to be as good as a lot of people might think. I think they will be third in this division, if not last. And I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year. This year is going to be a huge year for Matt LaFleur. I can possibly see him getting fired.
But didn't they just give him a new contract extension?
Did they give him? I don't think they
just extended him.
Did they give it to
Did they
him?
not?
I know they were talking
I'm
about
sure they
this
extended him because I think
They
last
might
year was his
have.
last year.
I think they might have.
I think they might have, but I can still see
I
him
don't
getting
think-
fired.
Man, you can still get fired.
Yeah, you can still get fired.
Sean McDermott still got fired. I mean, at some
Exactly,
point, if
like,
you
he
keep
can
being
still get
mediocre,
fired.
or you keep failing in the playoffs. I mean,
How about
you know,
this? I can definitely see a huge overhaul of this roster if they don't do well this year.
I can see that.
I don't think they will do well. Plain and simple.
So you're thinking from 11 wins? What do you think they'll go to?
I think they go 7. I think they go 7.
Then so that's a 4-game difference?
Yes, sir. I 100% think they go 7.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't see anything really about this team that's going to set me off. I'm like, oh shit, I need to watch them. I don't see it.
The same things I saw throughout the other years is the same thing I see this year, essentially.
Go.
I just think it's wait, my Robert, you want to go?
I'm gonna be honest with you too. Yeah, I'll go. I'm kind of. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that I think they're gonna be able to contend with those the like clear cut like leaders of the NFC for real. Because I do have some issues with how their roster is built. I do have. I think they lost a lot. They did lose a lot of talent. They lost and they're gonna have to rely on a lot of unproven guys. You know, they're gonna have to rely on Matthew Golden, who they drafted their first receiver they drafted in the first round in a long time. I think he's gonna have to step up and prove who he is and prove that he's the receiver that everybody imagined him being when they drafted him. Um, I, I
Hmm.
I think they did themselves a favor at least by clearing out their crowded receiver room because they just had too many mouths to feed. So I
Yeah.
think by clearing it out and just being say hey, these are our guys. We're not gonna have 1,000,001 people to target. We're gonna be more consistent, and I think they have a talented group of receivers. They just gotta stay. Jaden Reed has to stay. He has to stay healthy. Christian Watson needs to stay healthy. They got banged up. Their receiver coach. They're talented. They just get banged up so easily. So I think they have talent there. Like you said, there is question marks with Josh Jacob. Who knows what's going on with his situation? And I think I'm gonna be honest. I've never been super high on Jordan Love. I think he can at times he can be very overrated. I think they hype him up because he tends to have like into the year well. I think Jordan Love at times can be really. I think he can get a little he gets a little trigger happy and he gets prone to throwing interceptions and making mistakes, which is why they try to run heavy team and they try to be a run dominant team. So I think he has a lot of talent. I think he's a very talented quarterback. I think he has the capabilities to be a great quarterback. I think we get a little too excited sometimes. He had a great playoff run and they forgot what he did in the regular season. So I
Yeah.
this we tend to like a lot of people tend to do this. They hype up a young kid, a young quarterback way too early, and they crown him. Yeah, and then we see him go, and it's like, oh, he's talented, but is that talent gonna do anything for him? So I tend to think he always gets a little overly hyped up. I think he's like I say he's good. He's a little overrated sometimes to me. Um, that
Jonathan Gannon
defense
is back.
is gonna be interesting.
Jonathan Gannon is back
He's their
as
defensive
the
coordinator.
DC over there. So that is a positive when it comes to Green Bay. That's one positive I can say. He might be a shitty head coach,
I'm, I'm gonna
but
be honest with
he's
you.
yeah,
As from going through the Jonathan Gannon experience when he was the Eagles defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon is only a good DC when he has like above average talent on his team. I when the year before we like well the year we went to the Super Bowl, our defense
yeah,
our defensive line was insane. Our defensive line was insane. We had a I mean we had almost I think we had like around 70 sacks, but he's like when he has a like great talent around him, he's a very good DC. But then again, it's not hard being a good DC when you have a lot of talent on the team anyway. Like he didn't do anything game
yeah.
breaking and anything like I don't know. He might have changed up a little bit when he was with Arizona, but I always think about that Super Bowl performance when our defense had no clues on how to stop Kansas City, and they was doing this. They was running the same plays on us. He didn't put our defensive players in a position to make plays, especially once that pass rush got eliminated because of the that field we was playing on.
Yeah.
I always have mixed feelings about Donald again. I don't know if he's that great as a DC. I think he's decent. Like Arizona's defense was probably pretty good. Like I think over the year they was probably decent. I didn't nobody really watched Arizona. Let's be honest. Nobody was watching Arizona. So
Arizona
I
was an
can't
interesting team.
really
I watched them quite a bit. I get you though.
they were they were they were they were you know what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
I can't tell you how good their defense really was. So maybe their defense maybe they was average or they was pretty solid.
Yeah,
I don't know how he's gonna be. Green Bay has some they have some players though. I think Mike is not gonna be ready for a while though. I don't think he's
I
gonna be.
wouldn't be
I don't think he's.
surprised if he didn't
I
play
don't
at all
recall
next year.
them.
I would not be
So
surprised
you
if he
wouldn't be
doesn't.
surprised
No,
because
if he
I was
didn't play at
hearing.
all next year.
Yeah, yeah, because I was hearing like middle of the season or like some it ranges. So we'll see. But if they don't have Micah, we'll that I don't know how that's gonna go because he needs a dominant edge rusher for his system to work. So we'll see. I'm not as low on Green Bay as you, but I think they're I don't think they have the fire. I don't think they have the overall talent to compete with the higher end teams in the NFC for real.
Yeah, we'll see.
How about you, Zach?
Definitely see.
Yeah, I don't really see much out of Green Bay. I mean, I think they're a good team. I think they're okay. I think this team is not an easy out. I think they have three really good receivers. Honestly, I think Matthew Golden's going to show out this year because he's going to get way more touches since Dontavian Wicks and Romeo Dobbs are out of there. So I think Matthew Golden is actually going to have a really good season. I think this was the best decision they could have made for the team because they have a whole bunch of good receivers. They had a whole bunch of good receivers on the team, but you have to be able to like to get your receivers the ball. I mean, it's good for Jordan Love, but for the receiver wise, I mean, every you going in and out constantly. I mean, I think knowing you have these three as your main receiver and you get build a better connection with these three, I think it'll help the offense a little bit. And then obviously Tucker Craft coming back, he was having a great season before his injury. Hopefully he can come back and rekindle that. But I just see them being a random, regular good team. I see them possibly switching with Minnesota. I think Minnesota can easily go for the 11, 12 wins, and then they can drop down to what Minnesota had, probably 8 or 9. Um, with Micah being out, the pass rush, not very confident in it at all.
Not at all.
You lose your linebacker in the dude who went to what's the dude who went to the Raiders? Can't remember his name. Linebacker, him Quay Walker. You lost Quay Walker, but you replaced him with Zaire Franklin, who was a great. I think he's a really good linebacker. Great name, by the way. Spells it weird, but who's talking about that? But I do love their backing. I am very fond of their backing, though. I think they do have a pretty good backing, but I just don't see the improvement unless, again, they're in the same boat to me as the Detroit Lions. Unless Jordan Love has an MVP season and Josh Jacobs has a great season, I don't see them doing anything different than what they did last year, or they may have been or I think they'll be worse because I think another team got better. So I think them in Detroit will be not never an easy game, but I think they'll all be them. These two teams will be fighting it out at the end of at the end of the season for the third or fourth seed. And I think that's just that simple. If I'm being honest.
All right, it's going. I'm interested to see how you guys rank these teams. It's gonna be
You
interesting. I
already
think
know
it's
these
going
ranking.
to
I
be
You can
already
see
know,
it.
bro. It's point blank, period, brother.
all right.
I
Let's
think it's
move
pretty. I
on.
think it's one of the easier divisions in
Let's
my
move
opinion.
on.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm mistaken.
All right. Okay. So let's move on to the last team in the division. We all know who it is. Well, Caleb Williams and the Bears continue their upward trend and make it to the NFC Conference game. Who
Yes.
want to start this one off?
Let me start this.
Go
Score, you
ahead.
start the other one. Let me
I
start this.
just said, go ahead, boy. Come on, let's go.
Thank you, loser. Anywho's, I think if everybody can stay healthy on this team, I think they have a really good chance to make it to the NFC Championship. I still think it's going to be a dogfight, knowing them and knowing how Ben Johnson is and stuff like that. I think their team is good, but they still have some proven stuff that they need to be proven with their receiver core more so. We know Romo Dunze had that leg injury or that foot injury last year, so hopefully he can come back and he's been used to it. He can do something better with it. They've been raving about Luther Burden, but he just got hurt dealing with. I believe it might be a groin. It's something, some type of injury. I'm not exactly sure, but I know he's dealing with one of those injuries. But those are your two main receivers. So if you're going into the season with two of your main receivers, one obviously he had his injury, but he's obviously coming back, and then your other receiver who was doing great in camp having maybe a setback, and then your next best receiver, no slouch by any means. I mean, Khalif Raymond, he came from the Lions. good player, but
Beast, former Tennessee Titan.
yes, but I mean, if that's your third receiver and you banking on
He's
Caleb, relying on him, I think I would be a little nervous, in my opinion. I do think they have a great running back tandem. Go ahead, Cole.
Walker is their number 3 receiver,
I
technically.
got I got Raymond on here, but
You
oh, you
got
talking about Jardine Walker?
Raymond. Yeah, Raymond is gonna do. I don't. I'll put the slot in a whole nother category when it
Okay,
comes to
which
wide
makes
Forget they
receivers.
sense.
tied
So
in
that's
Like a
by the
why I
way.
nickelback,
said,
like a nickelback.
yeah,
I
yeah,
got you.
yeah.
Forget they
So that's
tied
why I said
in.
that.
And Coastal Lovin, that's what I'm about to say. Yeah, and Coastal Lovin, I think
Don't forget
Coastal
that.
Lovin, they actually have two really good tight ends. Coastal Lovin and
Yes, they
Cole Komet, I
do.
think, are probably one of the best. That's another. I think that might be the
Yeah.
best tight end tandem in the league as well. I mean,
Say that.
so I don't think they're really lacking on weapons in a sense, but I do think Caleb did lose that 10 to 15 pounds. They say he's moving quick. Got reports that he's moving faster. A fast Caleb with him improved accuracy, with him being another year with Ben Johnson could get real dangerous. He has the upside to really go do something great this year. But we have to see it on the field. It's just that simple. We have to see it on the field. With one of your other safeties that you just paid all that money to, Kobe Bryant, going out with injury for a while, that defense, or is that defense still going to be improved? Is that defense still going to show up? I think it's a high chance they do, but I mean, we got to just see in the season. But with them, I think Caleb can make this jump. I'm just so high on Ben Johnson. I think, as all of us are, with Ben Johnson being your head coach, your OC, I think he puts everybody in the best position to succeed. Best position to succeed. So, with that being said, I think they definitely have a chance to get to that NFC Championship game. Is it going to be hard? Yes, but in my opinion, in his division, this division is very talented in a sense of there's no weak link. There's no terrible team. Let's say that. But if they are expected to be in the NFC Championship or to contend for something bigger, they need to make it known that we are the big dogs in this division. They need to go out there and perform against the division rivals because they're no slouches, but
Hmm.
they are definitely winnable games, in my opinion. So I do think they have a chance to do it. It just depends on how Caleb and his team performs.
And the best way you do that is by running the rock.
You're darn skippy.
And you can go raw, and then I finish up where you want me to go, bro.
I'll go. I'll
Go.
go. Um, I think I do. You know, it's I would. I'll say I wouldn't be overly surprised if they made it to the NFC conference game, but I do think getting there is going to be. It just depends on how that playoff seeding looks. Because I feel like if they run into one of the big dogs in that conference, they may get knocked out before they get there. So I think I kind of do think it depends on who they like how their seeding plays out, and I,
Yeah.
I think if towards the end of the year if they can get to a position where they don't have to play one like if they don't have to play the Rams again, and like I think they're gonna bust their butts trying to secure a good seeding
I
or
agree.
or maybe even just single starters depending on how what that seeding how that plays out. So
Yeah.
I think it kind of depends. I'm still kind of I'm trying to see how I feel about their defense because their defense was a key issue in their run. Like their defense was they just
And
like
yeah.
they'll bend but don't break, but sometimes they break a lot. So it's just it's just trying to see how that if their defense makes enough changes to to stall. They get sometimes they kind of reminded me of Cincinnati sometimes last year. That defense would like Caleb Williams and that offense will be going crazy, and that defense can't stop. Like they go through like stretches where they can't stop a cold. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
So
you.
we going I think how their defense and the additions that they made on that defense play out is gonna definitely affect them. Um, it's gonna make a difference in them. I believe in Caleb Williams. I believe in Ben Johnson. I think they're one of the better quarterback head coach tandems. I think they
Hmm.
have a lot of talent. I think he's still Caleb Williams. He's still growing. He's still maturing. He has some bad tendencies that I think Ben is trying to work with him through, because he like he never wants to give up on a play, which is a good thing and is a bad thing. He'll scramble around there and he'll run for his life and he'll throw up a miracle touch, like he'll throw a beautiful spiral 1 second touchdown like he did in that in I think it was the Green Bay or the Rams game, and
The
he'll
Ram,
he'll do
yeah,
something
Ram.
spectacular, and then he'll go back and do something. do something stupid the next. So it's just I think they trying to find a fine line between letting him be creative and letting him be the artist that he is when he's on the field, and then also you're saying, hey, let's still play within the confines of this offense, and let's be intelligent, let's be smart with our decisions. So I think he has I think as he grows, these things are naturally gonna improve, and I think he's gonna get better, and I think he's gonna develop, and he's gonna continue to grow into a generational quarterback that we all think that he is.
Yeah.
And I think Ben Johnson's offense gives him that creative ability to develop well. I think Ben Johnson is a really great head coach. I'm really high on Ben Johnson. So I think what them making it to the conference championship is going to be, it's going to be a coin flip. It depends on that team they face in that divisional round, because I do think they're going to win. I definitely think they're going to win their first round, whoever they play. That divisional round is a coin flip, because they can definitely beat some teams, and anything can happen in one playoff game. So I give them a coin flip chance of making it to the conference game.
Okay. Okay.
How
I
you
like
feeling
it.
about them, bro?
I think they're going to do very well this year. Even if, let's be honest, their wide receivers will get injured because they're injury prone. Luther Burton, he's going to get injured this year. I don't care what happened. What happened?
I said they're smaller guys too.
Whoa,
Luther Burton's pretty
really,
big.
Yeah, they're kind of big. Well,
Luther Burton like
I'm talking
6'2".
about, like,
No?
but he's talking about he's skinny and frame wise. That's what he was referring to. So I think
like
they're going to get
how
six
they
foot, yeah.
built. Rome's kind of built though. Rome is kind of
but he got hurt last year.
Yeah, Rome's 6'3", 214. Luther is 6 foot. So you were right about Luther Burton. He's like 6 foot.
I honestly think that they're going to get hurt this year, but I don't think it's going to matter because they got a 3-headed monster in the tight ends. When it comes to the tight ends, I love their running backs. They're going to run the ball. This is going to be a hard-nosed football team. They're going to be smash mouth. They're going to hit you in the mouth. They're not going to play games. That's why it made sense for them to go and trade DJ to Buffalo because of the situation. We also have to do AFC East, by the way, guys. But I personally think this is going to be a really, really good team. It's going to be a tough, old school team. This defense is going to be the same exact way. Smack you in the mouth, hit you. They got Grady Jarrett now. I love him. I think he's really, really good. They have TJ Edwards, really, really good. Devin Bush. I can go on and on. I understand that, Kobe Bryant got injured. You have Xavier Woods there. Xavier Woods is a hard-nosed, down-the-hill type of safety. I think this team is going to do really, really well. I think they will be a contender for the NFC Championship game. Will they beat one of those dogs that's in the NFC West? Will they beat them? We'll see. Can they compete with them? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about when it comes to competing and taking that next step, I think they can. This is one of the few teams that I think health-wise doesn't really matter because they have pieces throughout the board that's going to help them get to the mission or do what they got to do. This is a winner-type football team, December-type football team. If you run the ball well, you're going to be copacetic. This team is going to be one of the best top 5, if not top 3, rushing attacks in the league this year.
And Caleb can run too.
We don't want him to, but he can run too. So I think they will do really well. Stop them running, they can run the ball. Bob?
I said, with him losing that weight too, I think that's going to make him more susceptible to some bigger hits. Because that weight, it's a pro and a con to it. Like it's going to make him faster, but if he's also losing some cushion and protection on his body.
If you can run the ball, if you can protect the run, you're going to be copacetic, and this team can do that. I think they're going to be a really, really good team. They're going to compete with those two juggernauts in the NFC West, and it's going to be fun. It's definitely going to be fun.
Don't forget about Philly.
Oh my gosh!
We big dog too. We big dog.
Ramir, come on.
Where's C? I'll give him. Hey, y'all good. We're definitely.
It's not no
they
way.
cool.
You know,
And I
Ramir, we're
have,
not even talking
hey,
about your division.
and I give more respect
I'm just
to
saying.
San Francisco now because they did really, really well against Tennessee today. And the what's the name? Allegedly did really,
When
really
did this
well.
become a y'all team video? I'm so
He
confused.
started it, so I had to put it in there.
Oh my
He
goodness.
started it, so I had to put it in there. Shout out to Debo. Debo doing a damn thing over there, back with the 19, looking real good. So shout out to Debo.
Lord have mercy. So what's the rankings, guys? Final rankings. Let's
He
go.
just
Because
not
My
first of
number,
all,
my number 4
my fault.
will be. Go first. No, Zah, go first. I want you to go first.
my number 4 is again will be the Detroit Lions. My number 3, the Green Bay Packers. My number 2, the Minnesota Vikings. My number 1, Chicago Bears.
That's why I said go first because I knew we was gonna have the same one. It's the exact same one. The
Yes.
exact same order.
It's a toss up between Green Bay and what's the name, but I feel like Green Bay has a little bit more talent, and I think when when Michael Parsons come back, if he comes back clean, healthy, that it will make a little bit of a difference. Ramir,
And again, I don't think he playing this year.
that's not a. They said week 6, so we're gonna be optimistic. Let's be optimistic.
I was, hey, I was here in week 6 as well.
I was here in week
Mine's
10.
just a little different.
Go ahead, Rob.
I'm gonna go. I think the I think the Vikings is gonna be last. Honestly,
He's drunk.
I'm still I don't know. This is this is my power rankings.
It's
This is not
okay when
yours.
you drink
This is how
alcohol on the day to day. I understand. It's okay.
I don't drink alcohol. Actually, I'm very sober, brother. But I think it's gonna be the Vikings, and then I think it's gonna be I think the Minnesota the Lions and Green Bay are I feel like they're interchangeable at that
I
third
agree with
spot.
that at least.
But the third it's gonna be a toss up between the Lions and Green Bay. I don't right. I'll go Lions at third just for it, but I can easily see Green Bay going to third. And I think Chicago is by far probably it's in the upper echelon in that division. So I think Chicago's going to be first.
Yeah,
We can agree on that one at least.
at least,
That's how.
at least.
So this is that. Hey, that's us. That's how I feel. It's football season, bro. I'm excited. We got a few preseason games coming
Fantasy
up.
football on the way,
I'm
baby.
excited to see how this
Thursday.
team's perform. Fantasy football coming up. My draft is this Saturday, by the way, brother. So get ready. I hope you got your boards ready. I'm gonna win it. I'm gonna get me a better trophy than Quill got last year.
You've never won around
So
here.
You never
we
won it.
feeling good,
And you think you're going to win it this year?
confident.
Hey man,
I'm winning all 3 leagues
Look,
this
I'm
year.
gonna win it.
I'm in 8 leagues already.
You wilding, boy.
I
You
live
got
for
too much.
this.
Bro,
It's crazy.
yeah,
You got that much time on your hand, but we only can do one show a week. What's going on?
Listen, we can do a show at work. I can
that's what I'm
do
saying.
drafts at work. It's hard to do a show at work. They gonna take a plane on the ground. 1 second, y'all. Y'all
He
see me
not
grabbing the back? Hear the jet
he not
blast going.
committed.
I'm not convinced, bro.
He not
I'm
committed for
not.
real, bro.
First of all, Ramir didn't do
But I love
Sunday.
you
That was
guys, and
Ramir.
that's today's
Love you.
episode. Love you guys. That's today's episode. Murphy knows best. Tune in. We tune in every Monday and Friday. Episodes is gonna be dropping every Monday and Friday now, guys. And once again, like, subscribe, share. We are on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube. If you want to watch the actual video and get our
Don't
reactions
say
and
it,
all that stuff, guys.
Shaquille.
We
Shaquille,
love you. We
stop,
are
please.
Only fans, baby.
Bye.
yeah,
We're
Hell
leaving.
yeah.
Bye. Stop. Bye.
Peace. Out.
Deuces.